Hi, hello everyone. Let's get started. So this is GenAI Weekly number 2. Um, it's been 2 weeks, and review. Let's have a look at what happened in the last 2 weeks in the AI world, and also review my progress of the projects. So, when I predicted that the AI world is moving very fast, and every day there is some new things. And so when we look back to 2 weeks, there are already this very important progress made in the AI world. And yeah, so I picked some things interested that are interesting to me. Um, yeah, so let's go through them one by one. First one is Tesla Optimus dancing. This is probably the first one, so I think I noted down by date. So I'll show you. Yeah. So last week I just kind of talked through them, but this week maybe I want to show more, um, as a record for myself, and second for those who missed this news, so you can get more. So let's have a look. This is
Tesla just released a near
Tesla
1 minute
robot.
video that puts the spotlight on its Optimus humanoid robot, and it is not what you would expect. Instead of assembling car parts or moving boxes, Optimus is dancing. Yes, dancing, complete with fluid motions and fancy footwork. While this program, what was not live,
Yeah, you can see that it's dancing very smoothly, and it's very agile and kind of flexible. Um, you can see that it's very like a human.
features some serious upgrades. The hand now has
And I think this is the most smooth dance I've ever seen. Um, but it's not as impressive as the first time I saw Boston Dynamics robot dancing. That's for sure. And yeah, one thing to note that for Tesla Optimus, this dancing, they said they trained this all in simulation. So instead of previously you need a lot of work to train it, or to program it to for the whole body control, every joint, every muscle, kind of every movement. Now Tesla did it using a AI way. So they trained it in simulation, same as they train um, their auto drive, their autonomous drive ability in simulation. So they have this, uh, is it called? Yeah, they have a huge AI kind of training computer cluster. Okay, moving to the next. So GPT 4.1 available in ChatGPT. This is a smaller news, as they kind of um, rolling out the models they've already announced um, some time ago. And this one is very good. Good. This one, Minimax Speech 02 HD, is like a text to speech model. That's the cutting edge one. This is by a Chinese
Kiddo, come, come,
company.
come. 学如逆水行
I'll show you the video as well. It's very impressive
舟，
to
不
me.
进则退. I see you're using AI tools already. So smart. But cannot just rely on tools only, La. The future belongs to those who can work alongside AI, not those scared of it.
Mi abuelita always told me, el que persevera alcanza. If you persevere, you'll achieve your dreams. Guess what? They chose me to perform the lead role in our big show.
I'm delighted to assist you with our voice services. Choose a voice that resonates with you, and let's begin our creative audio journey together.
こんばんは。お疲れ様。今日も一日頑張ったね。もう目を閉じていいよ。今は二人だけの時間。おやすみなさい。大好き。
So you can see that the Chinese company always does things more thinking at a product perspective. So I think a lot of features is very market oriented. So like this one, like the tones they show what they showcase is having a very potential market. The number one thing that I care about is this kind of voice generation with a background, kind of a background noise, and also a very characteristic tone.
Delighted to assist you with our voice services. Choose a voice that resonates with you, and let's begin our creative audio journey together.
So you can hear that it's not only a robotic voice, but also there's some background sound. That's exactly what I need for my next project. So I'll probably use this or the VO2 that I'm going to introduce later. It's very suitable for like the game that I'm going to develop. Yeah, so I'm very excited to see this. Next news is another smaller one. So you see, I've if I think it's big or very exciting to me, I put a star here. So this one, Google is Google's Alpha Evolve model that helped a lot in math and is making new discoveries in math. That's very that's very kind of big progress. I think the special thing about this model is that so you see there's an alpha in it, so it's the same as AlphaGo. Um, it's using that kind of what you call it, self reinforcement training. You don't need to tell it right or wrong. It just um, find out by itself. And also the evolve is a new approach as well. So they I think they did it in a way that the model will try several things and evolve along with it. So yeah, it's a very innovative approach, and it's probably very potential. And the good thing is that it's already making some new discoveries in math. Next thing is OpenAI's Codex. So they have announced Codex some time ago. Oh, by the way, for those who want to join, because this is a live session, I'll share the link. Sorry, wait a moment. I'll share the link. Share the link. Okay, let's continue. So we were talking about OpenAI's Codex. Um, yeah, so it's another kind of the Devin number two thing. Devin is promised to be the AI programmer, AI engineer that you don't need to know anything anything about engineering. You just hire it and you just tell it what to do, and it's totally async. So it's like a asynchronous agent that works on its own environment, and you just tell it what task it needs to do, and it does it and it report back to you. So Devin, the impressive thing about Devin is that it works on its own, right? And it connected to is connected to the chat, um, to the everyday chat like Slack kind of chat platform, and you can just send it some message, tell it what to do, and it's asynchronous, so it's just like an coworker, like your coworker. Yeah, so OpenAI showed their similar product as Codex. Um, I haven't tried it because it's not rolling out to everyone. Yeah, so probably worth waiting. Next one is is Google I/O. So this year's Google I/O, you can see it's for all for AI. So they haven't so I watched the keynote. They haven't mentioned they didn't mention Android, they didn't mention photo, they didn't mention maps, um, or search without AI. So so you can see it's all about AI now. That's a good thing, and I feel good that they have a very dedicated roadmap to advance on the road of AI. So it's a very promising signal for their share price as well. And their share is very low. So if you are interested, um, have a look, because I think in my opinion, their share is very low. So several things that they have announced a whole bunch of things. Um, I can in every aspect I can think of in the AI, in this like AI advancement that's brought by the transformers and the diffusion models. So in every like in literally every area they have announced something, and even VR, they had something for it too. Um, but everything is plus AI. So yeah, so you can see how dedicated they are. Um, yeah, so I noted this down like several days later, after the Google I/O event. So these things are the ones that I still remember because I think they are important or very impressive. The VO3, I think, is the most hyped announcement, the most hyped product that's announced in Google I/O. It's their video generation video generation solution, and Flow is their like kind of AI video cutting, a video editor that that works with VO. So most important thing this model brings us is the ability to generate audio with the video. So previously, all the video generation models, they only generate video without audio. Now Google Google's VO3 has the ability to generate audio along with the video, and it's very matching. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Where were we? Yeah, we were talking about the VO3, right? So it makes a lot of media as well. So yeah, so it's a very potential, and just like what I showed for the Minimax model, it generates not only voice to match the scene, but also background noise, right? So yeah, so it's perfect for short video generation and maybe advertisement generation. So I plan to use it for kind of a advertisement video for my game as well. Next is its glasses. So because I have a Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which I find very useful. But this one is kind of that plus Meta Ray-Ban plus a display. So it has a camera and it has uh, display and plus AI, better AI. Yeah, so it has camera and it has ability to have to connect to a real-time AI that helps you with what you see. And better than that is that it has a built-in display to show some information in front of your eyes. But this is still a prototype. The current solutions that has built-in display is you can see is very heavy, and you can see it's not it's very eye-catching, and it doesn't look like a normal glasses. I say it's intrusive, and no one will wear it every day or in public. Yeah, yeah. So currently on the market, there are products that has display built in, or they have camera built in, but not both. Yeah, I think some companies are coming up with both, but they are very heavy, very big, and thick. Okay. Next one is Jules. Jules is the competitor of Codex and Devin. So that's the number three. I've tried this. So I've tried this. It's open to everyone in America. I linked to VPN and tried it. It's not very impressive because it stopped and asked me for more things. It's like you have a automated pipeline, but it stopped there to ask for user input. Yeah, so I think that the product is still needs some improvement, and it's too early to be announced. I mean, too early to be opened for people to try. Like many of Google's products are like that, I think. And next memorable thing is Gemini Diffusion. This one is also a new kind of a new way to do things, because you see Google has a lot of research power, you can see that the transformer paper, all you need, attention is all you need, is from Google. So yeah, they have very powerful research power. And this Gemini diffusion is a new way to do code generation and text generation because it's not transformer architecture. It's diffusion. So diffusion is normally used in image generation or video generation, those kind of simultaneously generating from everywhere. That's the analogy to use, where the transformer models are generating from the beginning one word by one token, but the diffusion is like it generates from the big picture into the detail. So every pixel, like every area of your image, is generated simultaneously and um, kind of um, refined in a simultaneous way. Okay. But they have used it now with instead of using it on image generation, they use it on text generation. So it's total different approach, but they have achieved similar result. So kind of another way for people to for the world to explore. The next one is Claude announced their 4 series models. This one is kind of a regular upgrade to their already to their 3.7 models. When 3.7 was announced, it's cutting edge, it's the best. But then it it was overtaken by Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro models. Yeah, so I have been using Gemini 2.5 Pro for everyday code generation and maybe yeah for everyday code generation for a while now. But now I moved to Claude 4. It has similar. I say it has similar results, but it's more focused. So when Claude 3.5 came out, it's easily become the number one go-to model for programming tools like Cursor because it follows your instruction very strictly. Um, Before that, the models cannot follow very well every time. Um, like like for example, for the tools like Cursor, it needs the model to always generate the the always generate its answer in a particular format. Then the programming tool like Cursor can use, right? If it is not generating the results um, in the desired format, with some noise, the program can easily like cannot pass the result correctly into their um, desired object, right? Yeah, so that's why Claude models was the number one for such a long time. And now when Claude 4 comes out, I say it's still better than than it becomes number one again. But you can see um, for other aspects, it's not as good as Gemini 2.5. because when we use it in the coding IDE, strictly following instruction is a must. But Gemini 2.5 Pro does better on the reasoning, right? Yeah, for that I have two. Oh, I forgot to mention this, right? Forgot to mention this stage. Okay. I have two leaderboards for you to check. So I always go to uh, this one. So Aider is the first programming tool that comes out that I used for a while last year, 2024. It was it's the first tool that solved the context the context issue for big projects. So it's kind of innovated the way to summarize the whole project into a project summary for the model to use in its limited context. Okay, so that's Ada. But later, but because it's open source and developed by only one person, and that person preferred a terminal like a uh, like a kind of CLI kind of thing to as the UI. So it doesn't have a GUI. Um, yeah, so that's why it's kind of falling behind. But this guy created this leaderboard. I think it's very good to refer to. So you can see it just updated today. So from his point, from his benchmarks, the Claude 4 models still worse than 2.5 Gemini 2.5 Pro. Um, for that, I agree that maybe for some tasks, it's Gemini 2.4 Pro 5 Pro is better, um, but but I still go to Claude 4 model because if it follows the instruction better, maybe Gemini needs better prompts to maybe better cursor rules to limit it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe try it yourself and um, have your own conclusion. Another thing, another leaderboard that I recommend is the Web Dev Arena one. But this one they haven't added Claude 4 yet, but Gemini 2.4 was the number one. Okay. Yeah, that's so. Oh, so I forgot to mention Stitch. So um, during development, um, designing designing a UI is very important aspect. And like I showed last week, not last week, last time, my website, my website needs a better UX UI design, right? So so now I think from this month, there were a lot of tools announced for that purpose. Stitch is one of them. I tried I tried Stitch for my Interview Genie project, but I don't think it's as good as other tools. I think I used another tool to generate the first version of the UI design for that. Uh, this one, I think I generated this from Lovable. Yeah, Lovable. So actually, I I think you don't actually need a dedicated tool to generate your UI design. You just need a website like a website generation tool to generate the HTML, CSS, JavaScript kind of solution for your design, and that model needs to be refined and needs to be trained better for like design. So I think Lovable is okay on that, and also the Claude models are good at that. So eventually, when I did my interview Genie project, I eventually didn't use any design tool. So this one I think is another like Google product announcement that's very exciting at the first sight, but later when I use it, it's not as good. So I think Google has a lot of pressure from investors. So so now they do things, but maybe it's always the way that they do things. It's like a lot of products were good ideas and very promising, but later didn't um, become a good product. They yeah they kind of spread things too thin. They didn't have enough focus on things. Maybe they find a lot of things possible, but not desirable enough, not profitable enough. Okay, yeah, let's move on to what I have done for the last 2 weeks for my projects. So the Money Vault website, at first I spent some time trying to improve it. I tried to create a local database. So I tried to host the database on my local server because I have a Mac Mini, right, as a server, and I see that um, the service I use to host my website is Render, and Render um, for the website backend and front end is free, but for database it charges you some money. I think it's okay to pay like $6, $6 per month for database, but the thing is, um, it's very hard to set up the payment. So yeah, so I kind of and I expect I have more database to host to create and host. So I probably need a better solution. So I investigated local database hosting. Um, that didn't go well because it's maybe I'm not familiar with that, and it's more troublesome than I thought. A lot of like kind of security thing and networking thing. And another reason is I found a hacky solution. So when you have a database on Render, it's free for 1 month, and after 1 month, like it will disable your database, right? I think it lets you create another one for free for 1 month. So I think maybe I can do that because the need for this website is not um, it's not much, so I can still do that. Yeah, and I don't want to waste too much time on this for other projects, so I kind of time box it. Yeah, okay. And because the Money Vault website is already 100% functioning, the more improvement to do is just the designing thing. It's just a UI improvement. So I kind of pocket it away. Yeah, later if I have time, I can go back to it. And this, yeah. So the most important achievement I've done for the last 2 weeks is the interview Genie second version. I think is as I had a very good progress on this, so I can show you guys. Yeah, and I'll mention CodeRabbit in a bit. So as planned, my first project I'll be focused on after I quit my job is this interview Genie. Oh wait, after the Money Vault website, after this website, right? It's the Interview Genie. So this one is an app that listens to your input audio on your computer and answers questions in real time. So you can see what it can do, right? It's very has a good potential. It maybe can assist you in an interview, or it can when you have maybe FaceTime with others, it can like give you some hints. If you give it a good prompt, it may help you with maybe dating or or something else. And it can also do meeting notes or meeting summaries, right? Yeah. So I have done the technical investigation and design, and at last um, I chose the technology, the cross-platform technology called Tori. And it's I so I previously I used um, Electron. This is the technology behind a lot of a lot of applications. Like this one I use Typora, Typora used by Typora and Visual Studio Code, right? So it has a good okay performance, and it's used by a lot of things, and so it's very robust for cross-platform application design if you want to target Mac OS and Windows. But later, I found that it's very hard for it to do like on-device audio capture. So I changed to use Tori. Hope I didn't. Um, yeah, Tori 2.51 is the version that I use. I first used 2.0, but later I had to migrate. Yeah. So yeah, like this kind of thing needs a lot of investigation. Even with AI, you need a lot of back and forth on it, and uh, like trial and fail on it. Yeah, so I chose Tori, because it's more lightweight, and oh, I forgot this, this, yeah, okay. So Tori is lightweight, and um, and Rust it has a good, very powerful performance, right? So you don't need to worry about performance like Electron. And audio capturing is like new way. So new way to do audio capturing on macOS is because macOS has announced a new permission that allows you to ask that allows apps to ask for permission for audio capturing. Previously, you need to use screen capturing, and and there are other ways like for the interview Genie 1, I used a hacky way that I use something called a black hole to combine to serve as a virtual microphone or something like that, and listen to that. That's a lot of that's a lot of hassle for the user to use, and it takes a lot of patience and a technology background for the user to set it up. So the whole purpose of Interview Genie at edition 2, version 2, is that I want to make it more accessible and easier for people to use and cross-platform, right? So Interview Genie 1 is 100% functional, but it's too hard to set up. And I I made it a macOS app that has like 600 megabytes in size. So it will be very hard to distribute, and it only supports macOS, and it needs macOS um, with needs a Mac with a M series chip. So it's there are a lot of um, things that it needs improvement. So I kind of um, abandoned that and decided to do it number 2 version. Okay, so enough for that. So I've achieved the macOS audio capture and OpenAI API integration and UI UX improvement all done, and I built it into an app uh, that is only 7 megabytes. That's the um, that's the benefit of Tori, right? It's very lightweight, and Rust is a language that allows you to uh, that allows that to happen, right? Okay, so let me show you the app. So this is the app file, and when you open it, it will be like that. And when you start session, it will ask you for permission, and you can give it permission like this. Quit and reopen. It's good that uh, I do it here all live. Okay, let me find the clip that I used to test. Start a session. Right, allow, and hope it works.
Process. How could I query a server port?
Okay, Alice is splitting things out.
get a new SSL certificate? What is the process? How could I query a server port that is protected by SSL? Now I'm gonna ask question about Linux troubleshooting. A user is unable to SSH to the Linux server. How do you troubleshoot? How can I determine what ports are open on my server? A user is unable to website to the Linux server. How do you troubleshoot?
Okay, so you get the point. Yeah, and it needs more testing. But yeah, you see it's working. And actually, I think the transcript is not needed actually because what I found out is the transcript is not always very accurate, but the response is more accurate because they use two models behind the scene. Um, so yeah, I don't want to talk more. I don't want to talk too much in the technical details of how this app is designed. But yeah, but this is how the app works. So it will generate the transcript for your audio, and it doesn't pick up microphone, right? That's a feature, not a bug. So it doesn't pick up microphone, and so it will focus on the other side, right? The other side of the meeting, and answer questions with that. Um, yeah. So you can see that it generates answers in a very concise um, format, and it has like bullet points, those kind of things. So very easy to read. But now you can see it's doing in, I think it's France. Yeah, it's French. Um, I think it's because the first um the first audio, the first voice, it like a speech, it detected it was French. So probably I need to specify it in a parameter to limit it to English. Yeah, I think that's that's it. So this is the first version of it, and I think it's working um, better than I thought I can achieve in like uh, a in a week. So for the first week, I was working on the money vote, and then for the second week, I think I did it in a week with the help of AI, right? Yeah, so that's this project. So next thing for me to do uh, is like enhance the performance, enhance the security, and yeah, those kind of things. But at least it has a like a distributable app that I can send for friends to use to try it out. Um, yeah, yeah. So the first version, I mean the previous version, which is a Python script version of this interview genie. It's fully functional and it's very helpful. And some of my friends has already used it, and the feedback was good. So that's why I decided to like overhaul it to a second version. but keep all the functionalities, and make it more accessible so more people can use it. So next thing I'll do the Windows support as well. So the only thing I need to do is to solve the audio capture problem on Windows again, because this one is like a channel specific solution. But other things, maybe not this one, but other things will be because it has only one code base, right? It's cross platform. It's Rust for backend and TypeScript for the front end. Okay, and I'll talk about CodeRabbit. CodeRabbit is very interesting. So because I have another project that I work with one of my friends, um, for like a poker, and because we two are working on the same project, I want to kind of find a way to do code review with AI and automate it. So I tried this CodeRabbit. Um, it's very impressive for the first side. It generates uh, summaries for your um, for your PR, and then it generates like walk through what this PR does, and a summary with table and with diagram, sequence diagram, and it's kind of accurate, and it takes a lot of work for a coworker to do this, right? And funny thing is, it generates poems, and the poem is is very accurate. You see, this is exactly um, what this does, what this PR does, and of course, it generates comments on your changes and in very detail. It's just like the very uh, helpful coworker that reviews your code, right? Um, but funny thing is, I think the model they use is not the cutting edge models that costs a lot, right? Um, so some of its comments are not very valid. I After using it for a while, I think maybe only 60 60% of the comments are valid, and maybe 40% are not valid. So you still need to review it for yourself. But for me, I'm too lazy, so I review it for myself, um, and also do it with AI. Yeah, so yeah, still, and it's very entertaining. I can say, yeah. But so now my workflow, I've added this to my workflow because when you do it with one model, uh, it can maybe make some mistakes, but it's better to use another model to double check things. Yeah, it did have some very valid findings that I find helpful. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all for today. See you probably in a week, because I kind of planned this for as a weekly meeting, but yeah, but I'm too lazy to do it without a good demo. So I did it in 2 weeks. But if I have something to show, I'll come back in a week time and do it weekly. Okay. Thank you all for watching. See you in a week or two.